It's the truth, even the future, you know.
Going out there, what, like what, bro? I need you.
Like trapping, that's like what?
Man, bro, you don't need to be doing that. I need you to come home, bro. I miss you, bro. You need to come home. I'll give you some money. I got a bag for you. I got a bag for you. My son, I'm messing with my son. Cause I miss him.
I haven't seen him in forever.
I miss him, so I'm gonna mess with him. Till he come home, I'm finna start an argument with him. Yeah.
Why you gonna do it like that?
Because he don't need to be down there in Baton Rouge. He finna be 21. I wouldn't know what to do. My son get a murder charge, bro. Like, I gotta stop him from crashing out, bro. Like, then it worried me more. All them around him clutch. You have me worried as a daddy, bro. Like, nigga, he be hearing me out. Fashion to me, bro. It's dangerous. I don't want my son wearing Pooh Shiesties. Bruh. Yeah, bro. Bro, I'm not on your trail, bro. I'm trying to better you, bro. I don't want nothing to happen to you. You jumping out, then y'all already be jumping out the car. Shoot you with that special old.
It looks like Boosie's son Tootie Raw done found himself on the wrong side of the law, man. Boosie's been trying to give his son some advice, try to tell him, man, look, man, you know, you're not moving right. You don't need to be wearing shiesty. You don't need to be out Baton Rouge. You don't need to be really running the streets, right? Even though we all know Boosie for running the streets. See, this is what I believe is kind of hard for his son to take heed to, right? Because his son is looking at Boosie and the fame and respect that he has from being in the streets. He's looking at that. He's not hearing Boosie. You see what I'm saying? He wants the respect Boosie got, when in reality, you ain't Boosie. You ain't grow up in the trenches doing whatever Boosie was doing. You grew up in an estate. Boosie said he don't get it. Like, you grew up with a famous millionaire father. But you want to be a thug. You want to run the streets. You want to run around with the switches. You want to run around with the sawed-off shotgun. Like, these are some serious charges Tootie Raw caught, right? Tootie Raw, 100 pounds soaking wet with a brick in his pocket. He got caught up for a sawed-off shotgun, a switch, silencers, federal. So it's looking like he gonna have to sit. You gonna get what you want. You want to be that thug, right? See, one thing about these streets, I ain't got to tell you it ain't the way. The streets gonna tell you it ain't the way. Because there's gonna be consequences and repercussions for you running them streets. They don't say it's going to lead to death or jail for no reason. This ain't a cliche. This ain't make-believe. This ain't somebody making this up to scare you. It's literally going to lead to death or jail, like it does for most niggas participating in it. So Tutti Raw wanted to be street, even though he grew up in the mansion. We see T.I.'s son King, you know, moving like that a little bit, but I don't believe T.I.'s son King is that dumb to crash out really on some like getting caught up with some shit that can put you away for years, right? So now you got the father who just took a plea to his charge. Boosie took a plea to that gun charge when he got caught up out San Diego. It's really hard to give your son advice when you doing what you doing, right? Cause he can be like, nigga, you out here with the switch. You out here, you got the joint. You doing it, but you out here trying to tell me not to do it. I'm watching you. You praising the situation. You glorifying the lifestyle. You got all the clout from doing it. I'm trying to get the clout too. I want the respect too. When in reality, man, it ain't the way. I mean, you're gonna have to learn now, right? So there was a video of Tootie Raw basically going on a chase. Basically, he was getting chased by the boys. They say they've been watching him or whatever. They was watching the studio he was in. I don't understand it, right? What's wrong with coming from a good background where you didn't grow up in the streets, right? Y'all know how it is. Niggas will shame you for growing up in a better situation. Niggas will shame you because you ain't from the projects. You ain't grow up in the hood. So then you have kids who didn't have to sell drugs, selling drugs. Came from a good home, didn't have to be robbing and doing these street things, but they're doing it anyway. For what? Anyways, for what? Street cred. Street cred is like a drug out here to some people. You got R&B rappers chasing street cred. Look at Chris Brown. Nigga, a whole R&B rapper dancing his ass off, but he want to be a blood. This is what's crazy out here, man. Tootie could have did anything with his life. His father got the money to back him. If Tutti Raw wanted to go to college and be an engineer or go to college and be a lawyer or if anything, nigga, go be a producer, you want to do something musically, I could understand that a little bit, but you want to be a thug. You don't want to get in the booth and just rap. You know what I'm saying? Look at P. Diddy's son, right? Yeah, P. Diddy's son gonna talk his talk and pretend he a gangster. Same thing with King. King pretending he doing this or that. But I don't believe they out here crashing out like the way they crashing out. There should be no reason why Tootie Raw is in a whip with niggas who got a sawed-off shotgun, switches, silencers. What are you doing? Your daddy warning you. Your daddy, he already know what's coming, right? Because when you're in these streets, street niggas, you expect to go to jail or something to happen to you. This is a given. You're supposed to expect this to happen, man. So, hey, now it's like, it's what you wanted, right? Running around, jumping in whatever beefs Boosie had going on with the likes of Charleston White and then sending out threats. And you already know Charleston White, he had a field day with that. You know, I'm not going to get into that, but me, I'm the type, look, I ain't going to celebrate somebody's downfall, right? But hey, everybody's different. He has the right to make content like everybody else. I ain't going to say I agree with everything he be on. But hey, the man is entertaining, right? But Tootie Raw, man, like, who's really surprised? Who's really surprised, man? You and your daddy about to be locked up. What father wants this for his son? Most fathers, whether they ran the streets or not, don't want that for their kid. Matter of fact, I'll make the argument that if your father was really in these streets, he definitely don't want you in these streets because he knows what comes with them streets. What father who knows the lifestyle that comes with the streets is going to be okay with his son taking that same path, living that same life, moving the way he was moving? What father will really want that? That's the type of shit that keep a father up at night. And then also, when your son is gone, he gone. When I say gone, I mean when your kid decide, oh, all of a sudden he want to be a street nigga and he already moving around with some niggas, it's hard as hell to pull them away at that point. Cause they feeling themselves. They it's a rush. They chasing that respect, right? It's why I say the most dangerous niggas out there in them streets is the young niggas and old niggas, right? Young niggas is dangerous because they ain't got no mind. They ain't thinking. They trying to get respect. They you can't tell them shit. This is why you see a lot of these murders is 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds going out there crashing out, having nothing to live for, not even thinking about shit. They ain't got no kid, crashing out. You got 16-year-olds that would never, ever get out again. Right? 16-year-old. They can't drink. They can't go buy some liquor, but they can get life in prison without parole. Y'all see how that work? Y'all see how that work? You can't buy cigarettes, nigga, but you can get life in prison without parole. You had teenagers in prison with grown men. So Tutti Raw is gonna have to deal with that, right? And like I was saying, that was the reason why I said the young nigga is dangerous and the old nigga is dangerous. Why is the old nigga dangerous? The old nigga's dangerous. He ain't got nigga, he old. You out here jumping out there with some 63-year-old nigga. Flatline, you ain't got nothing to lose at the look. He about to be gone anyway. 25 ain't 25 to him. He ain't gonna have to sit for 25 years. Right? Niggas between 30 and 45 tend to be the more level-headed niggas in the streets, right? That might let you slide cause you know, man, look, the nigga, he been thugging, he been there, he been in jail, he know the streets, he knows what it is. He's old enough to where he know better, but he's young enough to where if he crashes out, he gonna be sitting. That's still gonna hurt. You a 30-year-old getting 25 years, you gonna sit. Yeah, you might get out in your 50s and all, but nigga, you're sitting, and you got more to lose at this point. You might have a family, you might have some kids, you might have a home. You see what I'm saying? So niggas tend to know how to move more when between 30 and 50 or whatever. But it's a damn shame you got a kid who grew up privileged. You grew up privileged. You grew up having things most young black boys will never have. Most young black boys will never hop in a Maybach in their father's Maybach. They fathers got 20 luxury cars. They in a estate. They grew up in a mansion. They grew up with a famous father. They grew up with money, regardless of if your father hood or not. You grew up with money. Money ain't enough nowadays. Niggas want the respect, the clout, the gangster image. But that gangster image got strings attached to it. You willing to die or go to jail for the rest of your life for some street cred you will never get. This is what Tootie Raw don't understand. You will never get it. You will always be viewed as Boosie's son who grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth, who really don't need to be out here in these streets chasing whatever street cred he's trying to chase that he would never get, because at the end of the day, you ain't grow up like that. You ain't grow up in the trenches. You grew up with a millionaire father in an estate. Now maybe he'll be like King want to let everybody know, oh, I'm gangster. I used to go to my grandma's house. Like nigga, come on, man. Your mama is Tiny, who was part of a famous R&B group. Your daddy is T.I. We seen you on the show. We like, come on now. Come on now. This shit is crazy. Hey, you want to be that thug, man, you're going to deal with the consequences that comes with that lifestyle, right? Now, hey, you can say, well, man, his daddy wasn't a good example. Ooh. I mean, his daddy lived his life, did what he did. His daddy still tried to warn him about the situation. You know what I'm saying? Even though people gonna say, hey, there's times where he partying with him and having him around shit. I get that part too, right? But hey, your daddy who's the street nigga telling you don't move like that. He even told the niggas he don't like him wearing pool shiesties. Cause he was like, you just walking around hopping out a car like that, you can have somebody thinking you jumping out on them when you just opening up your door just to go to the store, and next thing you know somebody shooting at you. See, his daddy knows the streets. He don't. That's why he already done caught up the way he caught up. Switches, sawed off, shoddy, silencer. Who you about to shoot up? Why you got a silencer? Your daddy's a whole famous person, but you riding around with a silencer for street cred, chasing some street cred you will never get, man. Nobody's ever gonna look at you like you a gangster. They will always look at you like you is a son of a gangster. You is a son of a rapper, but that ain't you. This is what these kids who grow up with a silver spoon in their mouth, who grow up privileged, this is what they will never understand. They're chasing something they'll never get. Almost like somebody who smokes crack, who chases that first high they got, which they will never get. Chasing that high. You chasing something that's not reachable. Nobody's looking at you like you gangster even after this. They're looking at you like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Now you about to go to prison for what? You didn't have to live that lifestyle. You don't got the excuse of some niggas, man, look, I'm a product of my environment excuse that some niggas be trying to have, even though I kind of disagree with that. I believe there's still a choice. There are plenty of people who came from the same environment and wasn't out here gangbanging, wasn't out here selling drugs, wasn't out here with the switches, did something with their life, wanted to do better, didn't end up being a criminal. Plenty of people had the same story of growing up in the hood, growing up in its trenches, and didn't choose to go that route. It's still a choice at the end of the day. Now, could you say, hey, well, I made that choice because it was tough? You can have your excuse on why you made the choice, but you're not going to make me believe that you had no choice but to make that choice. There's always a choice. And Tootie Raw had a choice to do something with himself. You got opportunities to do something with yourself. Your father got the money. I'm sure if Tootie Raw wanted to go to college, Boosie would have paid his college tuition. You got parents like myself who got to pay their kids college tuition, and it ain't easy. It ain't willy-nilly. But hey, man, these youngins want to run the streets and chase this gangster image. They're gonna deal with the consequences that comes behind their lifestyle. I'm out.